Welcome back to the channel. I hope you enjoy.
You've got to be kidding me, I said. Who would want to have a business located here? But I assumed the rent must be extremely cheap at least. I looked around, seeing a sign for Eyes Unlimited in grimy white letters over a black background. All around it, the sign had hundreds of eyes painted in reptilian, human, avian, insectoid, bovine, and some others that I don't think were from this world. Weird, I muttered. I looked around, realizing there were no cars on the street. A homeless man a half block away was stumbling around, yelling at invisible enemies. His mind had clearly gone over the brink. Dressed in tattered rags, he looked like a concentration camp inmate, emaciated, his legs and arms like twigs, his eyes sunken like the water at the bottom of a deep well. I quickly turned away, walking down the alleyway that led to the front entrance for the business. I saw a door painted a fresh gold, a heavy contrast to the layers of filth and grime that covered all the walls and windows of the other abandoned buildings in the area. It had a buzzer at the front, a red button that flashed on with an inner light when I pushed it. A static noise came through the speaker, and then a woman's voice came over the intercom. "Who is this?" she said. I gave her my name, and the door immediately unlocked with a buzzing sound. I opened it and found an empty, half-lit hallway lined with the statues and paintings. Some of them were truly bizarre, half-human abominations with reptilian eyes and skin, or ghostly creatures with stretched-out, screaming mouths. I stopped to examine one when a voice rang out directly behind me, making me jump. "Do you like them?" A short, plump woman with blonde hair asked. "They have cameras in them, each and every one. No one would ever see them. Who would ever suspect a camera in a work of art such as this, right?" A work of art, I thought to myself sardonically, repressing a laugh. "I'm Becky," the woman said, walking up to me and stretching out her hand. She looked totally nondescript, a typical faceless office worker in an endless company. She had a thin, white gold necklace with a strange symbol hanging from the bottom. It looked like a Grim Reaper's scythe with a slashing, diagonal line through it. The white metal of the pendant sparkled over her red blouse, and a sense of trepidation rose inside me. Something about that symbol. "Hi, I'm happy to finally meet you. I really like these statues with cameras you have here." I lied. She smiled, absolutely beaming with pride. "Yes, thank you. This is a lifetime's work. Each piece is personally designed by an artist. Some are specially ordered by wealthier customers who don't want gaudy cameras all over their property. So they had them hidden within statues and turned an eyesore into an aesthetic triumph," she said. "Other times, we even have very special works go up on auction, especially the ones made by Mr. Bauer." "Mr. Bauer?" I asked. "Yes, he's the person you're going to see right now," she said, turning and opening the door. In the next room, I saw a receptionist's desk, with chairs for waiting customers or visitors. Potted plants were placed randomly throughout, and against the walls and hanging from the ceiling, I saw more of those works of art. One had a bloody knight carrying his smile, skeletal head in his armpit, the eyes dripping from their sockets. Personally, I was not impressed, but I know there's a market for everything. A niche company selling professionally made artists' statues with hidden cameras and surveillance equipment inside might appeal to only a small audience. But with enough rich customers, why couldn't they have a successful business? Becky continued to talk about the office and the artists as she led me down a long, thin hallway. Fluorescent lights flickered overhead as we walked over a drab gray carpet, the color of razor wire. As we got to the door, I realized I hadn't asked her the most fundamental question of all. "So what do you guys actually do here?" I asked. "Is this a manufacturing place?" She shook her head. No, the artists have their own studios and spaces to work. This is just an office building," she said. "We just store them here and deliver them from here. The open position I called you about involves transporting certain works of art to customers all over the region. It doesn't require a CDL or anything, don't worry, but Mr. Bauer will tell you more." She turned, waving. "Okay, good luck." I felt I had a much better grasp of the situation now. This business was really just a Halloween store for rich people, and the job itself was just a delivery man. I looked up at the wooden door, seeing the name Dennis Bauer engraved in the door. I knocked. "Come in," a high feminine voice called, dragging the words out. I opened it, walking inside. An extremely fat man sat behind the desk. He had all the hair on his body shaved off. His eyes looked like little pig's eyes. In fact, he gave off a porcine presence as a whole. The pink color of his skin and the way the fat bulged at the back of his neck made him look like some kind of horrible half-human, half-pig hybrid. His chair groaned as he shifted his massive bulk. The buttons on his white shirt looked as if they might pop at any moment. A glint of silver caught my eye. I saw the same necklace on the man as I had seen on Becky. Looking around the office, I saw more paintings and sculptures with hidden surveillance equipment. Some of them looked like creatures from an H.P. Lovecraft story. Humanoid beings with green tentacles and large, intelligent eyes. Others looked like something from a ketamine nightmare, like the painting with prancing green aliens skinning people alive and wearing their faces as masks as they laughed and danced. "You like what you see, huh?" Dennis Bauer said in a high, girlish voice, a slight lisp coming out as he spoke. "I did them all myself." "Yes, they're very, unique," I said, giving him a fake smile. "I've certainly never seen anything like it." "Well, that's the best compliment of all," he said, opening a can of Coke and chugging the whole thing in one gulp. He threw the empty can in the garbage and turned to me. "So the job's yours if you want it. I already saw your resume. You can start now. Interested?" This sudden shift caught me off guard, and I stuttered for a moment, thinking, "Oh, yeah, okay, I guess," I said. "Like right now?" "Yes. Do you have a car?" he asked. I nodded. "Good. We'll reimburse you for any miles you drive. Gas plus wear and tear on the vehicle. That's in addition to the $25 an hour and full benefits. After 3 months, you become eligible for a raise too, assuming your work is professional." I nodded quickly. I felt lightheaded and sweaty. "I'll work as many hours as you need," I said quickly. I could really use the money. He smiled, nodding, showing off his small white teeth. He licked his small greasy lips, swiveling his head and peering around the office. Finally, he found what he sought and pointed at a large sculpture on a table. It had a snarling half-human, half-dog on a marble foundation. The creature was gnawing on a human arm, still wearing its denim sleeve. Dennis Bauer said something, but I didn't understand. "What was that?" I asked. "Dogman," he said again, simply. I nodded, waiting for more. That's what that is. This guy loves Dogman crab. Anyways, this is the address. He wrote something down on a piece of paper in a looping cursive script, ripping it in half and handing it to me. As he said goodbye, I grabbed the sculpture and started heading back out towards the decaying slum outside. That's the end of part 2.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to one of my videos. I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.